Eagles finally won a game at Lincoln Financial Field. Our 5-game losing streak at home dating back to last year, it's over. Eagles ran over the Saints 40-29 today. In fact, New Orleans Saints, let me holler at you guys real quick. So last year, you come to Philadelphia, you're the number 1 seed in the NFC, sitting at 10-2. You had the top-ranked defense. Everybody's saying, the Saints are so sturdy against the run. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in how long? And then, Hurts and Sanders, it was the very first start of Jalen Hurts. Hurts and Sanders both had over 100 yards rushing that day. Eagles won 24-21 in a massive upset. That game was one of the reasons why the Saints weren't the number 1 seed. They lost out to Green Bay. And then, this year, you come back to Philadelphia. Once again, you have the top-ranked defense. And what do we do? What do we do to you, New Orleans Taints? We ran you over again for the 2nd year in a row. We ran you over again. Oh. This felt so good. This felt so good. There are 3 teams outside of our division that I hate with all my heart. 3 teams that I just cannot. I can't stomach these 3 teams. I despise them. The Seahawks, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. And the Saints, to see us drop 40 points on you today, it just warmed my heart. It warmed my heart like you don't even know. You do not even know how good this win felt for me. You cannot even imagine how satisfying it was just seeing us pound this rock down your throats and you couldn't do anything about it. I didn't forget what the Saints did 3 years ago. I didn't forget that game in New Orleans. I remember when we went to New Orleans in 2018, when we were the defending Super Bowl champions, we lost 48-7. But what really pissed me off about that game was in the 4th quarter, the Saints were already up 41-7. And on a 4th down, Drew Brees, he throws a touchdown pass on a 4th down play to go up 48-7 in the 4th quarter. After they were already up 41-7. The game was already out of hand. And they threw that touchdown pass on 4th down to just further humiliate us even more. And ever since then, that really fueled my hate for the Saints. I already disliked the Saints before that because they've had our number. It seems like the Saints and the Seahawks, we just can't beat those 2 teams. And that game in 2018, when they threw that touchdown pass while they were already up 41-7, that just fueled my intense dislike for them. In fact, this game, I was screaming at my TV. I'm like, yeah, run that score up. Run that score. I don't want any mercy. I don't want any mercy against the Saints. I wanted us to run that score up. I wanted it to be 50 points on them. I wanted to drop 50, maybe even 60 points. I wanted to just blow this team out the water. I wanted to just embarrass them the way they embarrassed us 3 years ago. And we did for the most part. The Eagles were up 33-7 in this game. We totally dominated them. In fact, that one score, the 7 points they scored when we were up 33-7, they got that only because Miles Sanders, he fumbles the ball. And it looked like he recovered it at first. But yeah, he let the Saints player take it away from him. And the Saints get set up like with very good field position, and they score. And to just see it pound you guys into oblivion like that, it made me so happy. It made me so happy. What a game. What a game. We had over 200 yards rushing again. Again, over 200 yards rushing. The Eagles, they've really found their identity since that game in Detroit. This is a running team. It's a running team. It's a shame that it took us this long to realize it. I've been saying, how many weeks was I saying run the ball? How many videos was I making saying, why aren't we running the ball? Why aren't we running the ball? Oh, you only give Sanders 2 carries against the Dallas Cowboys. You only give him 7 carries against the Kansas City Chiefs. You only have 1 yard rushing at halftime against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It took us so long to run the ball. But better late than never. Better late than never. Jordan Howard, he is a beast. Jordan Howard, he had some big runs today. He was killing the Saints. It's really a shame that Jordan Howard was on practice squad. He should have never been there. He should have never been on practice squad. We were imposing our will on the Saints with this run game, over 200 yards rushing. That speaks for itself, people. It speaks for itself. As for Jalen Hurts, he, once again, just like in the Broncos game, a first half full of very good throws. He was making these dimes, these just surgical precision throws to Dallas Goedert in particular in the first half. Jalen Hurts, who had 3 rushing touchdowns today, by the way. 3 rushing touchdowns. That set a franchise record. He surpassed Randall Cunningham, who had 2. I can't remember which game that was. I wasn't alive at the time, but I usually know my Eagles history pretty well. I don't know what game that was in, but Randall had 2 rushing touchdowns in one game. Jalen Hurts, a very phenomenal game. That last rushing touchdown that basically put the game away, he juked so many dudes. He broke ankles. He broke ankles. Jalen Hurts, that man had a family. He had a family. He had a family. I cannot commend Nick Sirianni enough for finally realizing the strengths of this team. For 7 games, I was just watching in agony as we just neglected this run game. And the Eagles, they've been good at running all year. Like, in terms of yards per carry, the Eagles have consistently been one of the top teams. Miles Sanders in that first drive against the Raiders, running the ball well, then he gets hurt, the game I went to. It was just so tough. So tough to watch this team for several weeks. Just watching us get blown out. Watching us get blown out in these games. And then we would rally to make them look closer than they were, which they really were. That was the Saints today. The Saints, we were up 33-7. Then they scored like 15 unanswered points. They were trying to make the game close. The final score doesn't do this game any justice. We kicked the Saints' butts today. The Saints, they were doing what we did against the Buccaneers and Raiders. We were down 28-7 against the Buccaneers. We rallied to lose that game 28-22. We were down 33-7 against the Raiders. Rallied to lose that game 33-22. That was the Saints today, rallying in garbage time. They couldn't do squat. Darius Slay, oh my God, this dude is a stud. Darius Slay. Right before halftime, he gets a pick 6 on a terrible throw from Trevor Siemian to put us up 27-7 at halftime. That is the 3rd defensive touchdown by Darius Slay this season. He had one in the Lions game. He had one last week against the Broncos on that fumble recovery where he ran 83 yards for a touchdown. Darius Slay, if he doesn't make the Pro Bowl this year, I want to recount. Jonathan Gannon. Well done, Jonathan Gannon. This was your best job at blitzing I've seen all season. These blitzes today, you had Alex Singleton coming up the middle on one play, bringing pressure. It was a 3rd down play. Trevor Siemian throws it right into the dirt. He wasn't ready for that smoke. Trevor Siemian was not ready for that smoke. I have been saying, just like the run game, I've been saying for so many weeks, you have to get pressure. Why aren't we blitzing? If you blitz like this, we wouldn't have lost some of these games. If you were blitzing like this against the Raiders, you could have won that game. Derek Carr wouldn't have completed 31 of 34 passes. You let Derek Carr complete 91% of his passes in that game. If you were blitzing like you did today, that game would have been way different. I'm completely certain about that. You could have possibly won that game against the Buccaneers. Another game where we weren't getting pressure. The Chargers game 2 weeks ago, no pressure. If we were blitzing like we did today all season, we legit might have like 3 more wins, 2 to 3 more wins. And what else was I going to say? Just this team has really, ever since Nick Sirianni said that stuff about Flowers, ever since, right after we lost to the Raiders, Nick Sirianni came out with this stuff about Flowers. I criticized him for it. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't on board with it. I really wasn't. I'm not going to act like I was. But ever since that, this team is it's like a completely different team. The Eagles are 3-1 since we got blown out by the Raiders and since Nick Sirianni made that Flowers analogy. In fact, the one loss, when we lost to the Chargers, that was a game where we played well enough to win. The offense, they did a good job in that game. Now, like I previously mentioned, they let Justin Herbert complete 32 out of 38 of his passes. The defense totally crapped the bed, and we played well enough to win. But for the first time in Jalen Hurts' career, we have won consecutive games. For the first time in his career, and the first time all year, we've won consecutive games. We finally win a game at home. We are now 1-4 at Lincoln Financial Field on the year, but this home winless streak is over. We hadn't won a home game in nearly a year. Our last home win before this, it was on December 13th, 2020, against none other than the New Orleans Saints. This team is not the same team that got blown out by the Cowboys. This is not the same team that got blown out by the Buccaneers. This is not the same team that got blown out by the Raiders. This is a reborn team. This is a reborn team. I didn't give up on this team. It looked bad, but I didn't give up. I knew that we were going to get it together eventually. I had never lost hope on this team. I knew it before the year that this team had potential. I knew what the Eagles could be. And look at this remaining schedule. Look at this remaining schedule. You played the New York Giants twice. You played a Washington football team twice. You get the Jets. You get a game against the Jets. In the final game of the season, you get the Cowboys, who lost today, by the way. The Brookback Mountain Boys. They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs today at Arrowhead Stadium, which is very good for us. Now we just need the Raiders to take care of them on Thanksgiving. All of a sudden, the Eagles, they are 2 games behind the Dallas Cowboys in the division. We've been talking most of the year about a wild card position, but if the Raiders win this game on Thanksgiving and the Eagles go and beat the Giants like I think they will, we can potentially win this division. We could win this division. The Giants don't scare me. Washington doesn't scare me. The Jets don't scare me. The Cowboys, they shellacked us earlier this year, but I guarantee, I know that it's going to be different the next time we see them. That final game on January 9th, I'm going to go to that game, actually. I'm deciding I'm going to go to that game. I was originally only going to go to 2 games this year, but I decided I'm going to go to that final game of the season against the Cowboys. The Cowboys, the next time we see them, it's going to be completely different. They're not going to run over this team 41-21 again. This team is reborn. This team has momentum. This team has energy. This team, we are now 5-6 on the year. We've improved on our 4-11-1 record from last year. This Eagles team, we are a serious contender. We are a serious contender for the NFC playoffs. We are already in the thick of it for the wild card race, but now you have a potential shot to win this division. You have a potential shot. If the Raiders, now here's the thing, the Cowboys, when they lost today, they lost CeeDee Lamb to a concussion. Now, the Cowboys, because they play on Thanksgiving every year, they play again in 4 days. In 4 days. So is that enough time for CeeDee Lamb to clear concussion protocol? And Amari Cooper, who was out this game, he is also going to miss the Raiders game too. So the Cowboys, this game on Thursday, on Thanksgiving against the Raiders, they can lose this game. They can lose this game. The Eagles, they have a real shot to come from behind and win this division. They have a real shot to do it. This team, we are a running the football team. We are a running the football team. Now, there's been rumors that Jeffrey Lurie, he doesn't like us running the ball. He had a lot of problems with Doug running the ball last year, I'm hearing. If that's true, Jeffrey Lurie, I'm sorry, but you're a moron. You're a moron if that's true, because if you can't see that this is a running team, then you got problems, man. You got problems. Who cares if we're not passing heavy? If you're running the ball and you're winning, who cares? Who cares? Just win. Just win. I hope that's not true. It's a rumor. I'm going to make sure I'm not clarifying that as true. I don't know if it's true or not. It's a rumor. All I know is that people are saying that Jeffrey Lurie, he doesn't like how the Eagles play. He doesn't like us running the ball like this. If that's true, he is a complete moron. Because Jeffrey Lurie, I made a video about this earlier in the year. Jeffrey Lurie is starting to become, he's trying to be Jerry Jones so bad. He's trying to meddle. He's trying to overly meddle with football. Dude, you're an owner. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. If we're winning while running the ball, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, I am so happy that we blew out the Saints today. They rallied. I don't care about their garbage time points. We destroyed them. Screw the Saints. I don't like Sean Payton. That guy. Oh, the refs blew the call. The refs blew the call. Well, they did blow the call in that game, the NFC Championship against the Rams. But people like to forget. People like to forget. That game went to overtime. The Saints won the coin toss. They won the coin toss. And then, on the first drive in overtime, Drew Brees, he throws an interception. The Rams, they get the ball. They win the game with a field goal. So Saints, they missed the pass interference against the Rams. Everybody knows that. But you got the ball first in overtime, and you threw an interception. You lost the game at home, a game where you were up 13-0. I can't stand Saints fans. Oh, the refs cheated us. The refs cheated us. They screwed us out of a Super Bowl. Will you sign my petition? Will you sign our petition? Yeah! I hate Saints fans. I don't like Saints fans at all. I can't stand those guys. And to see the pain on those Saints fans today in the audience, to see that tooted up look on Sean Payton's face like he's sucking on a lemon, it made me so happy. It made me so happy. Catch you guys later.